Hi, Marcin. Welcome back after your vacation. You almost didn't escape before the volcano eruption. So tell a little bit about that and start with your topic.
Oh man, yeah, I was afraid that my vacation will extend for another days or weeks because of the Etna eruption. But yeah, only media were so afraid that I won't get back. The reality was a little bit different, which only confirmed why I do not trust media. So yeah, I'm back. I'm fine. I got rested. Almost didn't touch my laptop to be honest for the last 2 weeks, but almost is the key here. I couldn't resist a little bit, but it's good to be back, and it's good to be back to what's next. I must admit that missed a lot probably, but I did my capture of the most important things, and yeah, I'm ready to talk through my topics, and I'm very curious about yours. I wanted to start about one thing because I did mention earlier that. I did get back to the job market at some point, and I was participating and exploring the interviews and the hiring process from multiple perspectives. And one of the perspectives is as an interviewer, but also as someone who is interviewed. And I have some observations. I've learned a lot through this process. I must say that I did new and explored some of the information areas and topics that I haven't been exposed to in my past bubble, which I was in for the last couple of years. But I see also a lot of challenges now. I see also some tools which are helping in the interviewer processes. There are some automated screening tools that are also, juggling candidates and juggling the applications on the fly, even without passing it through further. And I also saw one of the posts on LinkedIn from one of the developer relations friends from the internet who I met back in the days, who said that he was individually hands-on reviewing 200 plus curriculums himself to then understand that 60% plus of them were completely misaligned with the role. Completely not for the role that he was asking them for. Then, probably, if I remember correctly, some about 10% were really related to the role that he was hiring, and then two or three people at the end from 250 or 60 plus went to the in-person human interview, and he did it himself without trusting any ATS and any automated tools. So that just proves something what is my point here, that the interview process and current hiring market might be broken, in my opinion, because first of all, we hear a lot from the people who are applying to jobs that, oh shit, there's a lot of job offers, but there's also a lot of applicants. I often see the roles which are opening on the day, 2 hours later, 400 applicants already submitted on LinkedIn. I do not even check on some other tools, but imagine being the one who is hiring, and then being fragile and careful about who you are hiring for the job. It's almost, in my opinion, impossible to be efficient as soon as you are not delegating or dedicating a lot of time to this for the screening process, validation process, and all the other things that can help you through that. Also, other point which I wanted to mention is general AI help, or not that much of the help from the AI perspective, because right now I saw some tools which are generating CVs for the specific roles. Then they're literally tweaking, faking, and making this CV pass the automated screening process for this particular role. Then you can use AI tools to even cheat on the interview processes. So if you are a perfect candidate, you are answering perfect answers for the positioned questions, you might end up hired, or you might hire someone who looks perfect on the interview, and then reality will validate this particular person or hire. On the other hand, you might find someone who is not cheating, who is not using superpowers, who is just a human being, normal human being with some normal, let's say, life experience, and then have some particular skills, but you won't hire, or maybe won't pass this person because, I don't know, he or she didn't remember the name of the tool or platform or service which was supposed to do X, Y, Z. So yeah, and again, things like live coding sessions, pair programming sessions, like code reviews. If you are having some, cheat superpowers in your ears or eyes, then you are facing the real world problems. You might not be able to really answer them. So if AI can fake competence in an interview, maybe the problem isn't the candidate, maybe it's the interview itself. And my current hypothesis is that something in the interviews processes needs to change. I haven't been hiring recently in the last of couple, even years, probably, I would say. Yeah, maybe definitely 2 years plus. I was not hiring anyone besides my army of agents. But yeah, I think this needs to change something. And I have seen some platforms which are now only focusing on this ATS sections. Most of the US startups are using Ashby, if I'm correct. Ashby was the name of the platform, and they are growing like crazy when it comes to this recruitment ATS capabilities and stuff. And yeah, I'm extremely interested in how it looks from the various points of view. So if anyone is watching us and have some other observations and feelings and tips maybe for us all in the job market and in the economics of current markets, please let us know and share it with us. I don't know, Jack, if you have been exposed or involved in any hiring processes from any angles recently, and do you have anything that you observe on this field?
So yes, as you know, when I exited my previous company, now I'm a solopreneur, you can say.
Yep.
So I'm hiring AI agents. I will tell a little bit more in my session about that. But I didn't apply for any job for 20 years probably. So last year when I was hired, it was in 2007, maybe the first part of 2008, and since then I have been entrepreneur and I try to keep it this way. So now I try to be very lean, not only because of the AI, but in general how to make business. So I'd rather partner with someone than hire them. So I don't have any real open positions. However, I hired the UK company for the lead generation on the UK market and the US market. I partner with people on some specific projects. We are doing one project together, one SaaS product. So you know how it goes. I'd rather stay on, like say, B2B relationship, more project oriented, and split the revenue, than hire and have the overhead with people sitting and waiting for the tasks, because so many tasks can be automated. So I don't know what to say now. I guess with your skills, there for sure there is some great position you would also enjoy doing. So that's for sure. But as you mentioned, the process of recruitment is broken because of the AI bots cheating and all the automated answers you get on your screen. You read it and you look to be a perfect candidate. However, back in the days when I was recruiting developers, it happened multiple times to me that someone looked really perfect on the interview, and later on he couldn't win the job on the right level. And there was also many opposite situations when I really had good feelings about candidates who didn't look well on the interview, but I just had the good feelings. I was always more into the people, not into the exact skills they had, because if they're open-minded and they really, you can see that they have the drive and they want to actually participate in the business, as even being as a developer, but they want to participate and push the products, push the software into the right quality. You just feel that they will help you and they will help the business grow. So I guess because of the AI now, we can see the problems on the bigger scale, problems which did exist. But one thing more which I can add, which happened, and not to my company, but I've heard about that when you hire outsourced developer, for example, from India, on the interview, there is high-end guy who knows everything. You love this guy. You want to have him on the team. And in first week, everything works really well. And in the next week, the job is being delivered on a little bit worse quality. And what happened? They just switched the guy for the other one, and this like the perfect A plus plus candidate, the rock star, just goes from the one company to other company only to get the job. So I guess the problems are the same, but we can see it now because of AI better, and yeah, just the market is a little bit crazy nowadays.
Yeah. I
So
I also see it from some other angle. Like, imagine now, you've mentioned it already. You want to be hiring people at the moment, but you are not looking to hire people. You are mostly focusing on the B2B relations. I do the same now. I can't imagine now kind of looking for being on the other side as well. So it's like this is the mixed perspective I have at the moment. But I do agree with you. I heard also a lot about the interviews kinks. People who are extremely great on the interviews, but then you have this type of person, but then you can't work. This person can't work in teams. They can't communicate. They can't, focus. Even though, after all, so yeah, it is the same problems, but on different scales, I believe. So I'm very curious about if it can be solved somehow. I also do believe that AI helps a lot in preparations for the interviews, because having a sparring partner, having similar database of even questions that might be asked by specific role or companies that are looking for things, or the other side, something what you can ask someone when you are interviewing someone. It's extremely helpful, but yeah, will it really help to hire the better people? I don't know, and we'll probably find out in the longer term. So we'll see.
yeah,
Cool. If you are you ready for your topic? That was my question.
I am ready, and smoothly we can go there
Yeah, I
and
think that's a
speak
good
about
transition
my.
to your FOMO thing.
Yes, so we spoke about that many times. We hear so many information about this AI tool is the best, and that this model or other, and I'm not in this like the FOMO race anymore. So once I do the some big shift to new AI tooling, I keep it, and I want to maximize it to my need. So it happened with Hermes plus Grok 4.5 and now 4.6. So maybe I will share my screen with the skills that my best employee has. The name is Johnny, and we spend a lot of time together. So he manages a lot of skills for me. That would be an army of employees, starting from like the CRM, keeper, lead generation, salesman, also accountant, and I'm 10xing a few startups which I bought. So he's also uh, driving the roadmap how to 10x the companies which I bought, and also accompanied and the projects which I'm building. So I'm focused on SaaS, and it's not easy to scale, but I guess SaaS is one of the easiest, because you have the digital product and cost of keeping the product is very low, cost of scaling the servers. If you are not heavy integrated with the AI APIs, your costs are not going to grow rapidly. And so that's one of the skills. So I would say that I have army of employees with one common name, Johnny, who knows everything. However, when I want to speak about some specific thing, I always start with the slash and the name of the skill. So here is some of the skills. Also, uh, as we spoke on the other episodes, I train him to be my SaaS mentor, my salesman mentor, experts with all the knowledge gathered from the internet, from those experts on a specific field. He can manage the social media. However, I am I would say, the brain of the communication I want to create. So I don't want to generate a slop posts of data or images, because there is too many slop posts on LinkedIn, Instagram, you name it. I guess that's why we are also recording this thing, because if you would only write on LinkedIn about things which we speak about here, people might think, okay, it is AI generated, but it comes from our minds with no special preparation. We speak about our experience. So this is how you can differentiate that some information comes from humans, people who speak about what's going on, than AI generated. Because I can generate. You can generate articles about anything. So why would you even go to LinkedIn when you can generate something with your chat GPT and read it there? So
But
yeah. So
Jack, you mentioned before the episode that it's working for you for quite a while already, right? So it's like
yeah,
being
I have
in production. Yeah, you have some statistics, but I'm curious about one thing that maybe worth you will tell us more about. Have you often changed the skills? Have you often tweaked the skills, and how they are evolving over the time, and which of these are serving you the best on the long term?
That's an excellent question. So Hermes updates the skills himself, which is
Right.
very helpful. So when I'm adding some specific information, for example, in the accounting, that these invoices should be taken from this portal, let's say, so it will understand and update the skill, and this information will only exist around this specific skill, which is great because it's not mismatching what he's supposed to do with the general communication with John or with the other skills. So I don't have to do it manually. There are few tactics to do that. One is to actually keep Git repository with the skills, and you can even ask John to commit the changes. I don't do it this way. I have backups in the cloud if something bad happens, so I can go back to the skills, but I don't want to track and manually see the changes. If something's not working well with the skill, I would ask John to update the skill or show me the details of the skill, and then we'll speak together and find out what should be tweaked to serve me well. So one thing regarding that, uh, maybe I didn't mention that before. So how I'm using John, I'm using orgo.io, which is the cloud specializing only for hosting AI agents. So I have a virtual machine over there, which is connected to Grok 4.5. And on top of that, there is the other layer of the AI. So you have like the chat GPT section over here, which is actually connected to the Sonnet 5. And if I want to configure something within this machine, I can also do it from this chat. So it's like the layer above. So if there is like any problem with anything, I can use this chat. I don't have to do it myself within the machine or even within the terminal over there, or even talking with Hermes over there. I can do it on the other level. So that's why I believe that this is like overpowered solution. I never had any problems with this machine. There is flat fee for one server. I pay only $29 a month, and everything works great. So this is how I set it up, and yes, I don't have any FOMO if I hear today 10 information that the other tuning is better, 10x better or whatever. I just don't going to follow this rabbit hole. I don't need it because I feel that I'm super overpowered with this solution. I don't need to employ anybody. I'm not tired. I have a lot of free time, even having a lot of projects working concurrently. It helps me with everything, with the support and with creating new things, everything. So I don't feel I need anything more than this at the time. Some statistics here, because even I was interested when I started. So I started a little bit over 1 month ago, and yeah, in total we had like 20,000 communication back and forth. Probably most of that was updating from the John, because most of the communication I do with Telegram, and with Telegram I have like the runtime information of what's going on. In special type of the messaging, and when everything's done, I see only the output, so I could follow what is going on there if I really want to see if everything follows my command or there is some kind of action which I don't like. But I didn't have any single problem, like something was done badly, like any important thing wasn't done badly for me. So my messages is 1500, which is also quite a lot, I'd say, and you've been in communication almost every single day. So yeah, only 2 days since I started, I did speak with Johnny. So probably I was out and about doing some fun thing, and Johnny was working for me in the meantime. But those are the overall statistics. So I would highly recommend, if you have tool which works for you, just keep it and be an expert with that, because it's impossible to be an expert with every tooling. And if you need to do some skills which you don't have, probably it's better to partner with someone. I speak a little bit more about this in my second topic, so I don't try to pretend I'm expert on everything. I'm very good expert in producing software, SaaS products. It's just, it's correlated with my experience and having like the little bit of, maybe not luck, but taste of what people might need. And if my thinking doesn't work, I just jump to another idea. So validate as fast as possible, and also try to keep some reasonable amount of projects concurrently uh, to keep the quality high. That's it. So that was my topic. And
Yeah.
just don't follow any FOMO. And when you see on Instagram somebody says reply with AI tips, then I will send you this cheat book, probably it's not anything you need at all.
Yeah. That's a very good topic, and I couldn't agree more, and can't agree more, because I did feel the same. And again, we've been talking about Grok and Hermes on the episode back again, but back in the time, and I do feel like if something works, it just works. We did try, we still try some of the tools, but again, if you are not feeling that it's serving for you, then okay, maybe it's not worth utilizing further. Same with the other tools. I feel like it's the same like it was with frameworks back in the days. You had each new framework every day, JavaScript framework every day. Now you have AI tools, and again, there will be more and more. And we've been also talking about it back in the days. And it correlates with my topic, to be fair, because I think like FOMO is one thing, but then something what I explored during my holidays was around essentialism. And I don't know if you have read the book called the with this title, but it's exactly about that. In the era of opportunities, in the era of amount of topics, possible distractions, projects to be started, and projects not to be finished, choosing the right one and saying no to the other ones is probably the most unique skill and set of skills that we will maintain and develop. I do believe at least to that. And I think that still we mentioned that building things is cheap and cheaper definitely now, and building things is not enough. You might be responsible for 20 projects. You might even name yourself as founder of 20 projects at the same time, but you're only human still. Even if you have an army of agents, you need to orchestrate. You need to be this famous human in the loop somewhere from time to time, and be responsible for some decisions, some steering points and destinations. You can't yet fully automate that for each particular topic without at least making sure that it's working as expected on specific set. So I did explore essentialism myself for a while, even without knowing that I'm doing that. So I was again learning to say no through whole of my career, I would say, and I mastered the skill to the level that I'm proud of using it without feeling guilty about it. And now I try to, I maybe shouldn't spoil it, but I try to move it into the agents era. And I did work on something what I probably will release this week, which will help in keeping essentialism in place for the agentic work, because it will be in an MCP server, which will keep your cap of work in progress elements and projects and top and threads, and remember and remind you about it when you are trying to sneak something in which is maybe not aligned with your current goals. And then again, you need to decide if it's a main focus or not main focus, something for later or something for now. I will tell probably more about it as soon as it will be released, but I think it will help me and will help maybe for you and maybe for some of you guys who are watching in not being only builders, but being shippers and someone who is really doing something, finalizing something, finishing something, and then doing something with it, even if it's something is killing this idea or starting a new one, right? So that's, I think, I did reply to one of the posts from Tomek Karwatka again on LinkedIn. He mentioned something about feeling proud of abandoning ideas. And I think like this is exactly what I'm feeling at the moment, because I started so many ideas. I did even record a video about it on my channel, that I started so many ideas, and now I'm feeling so proud of not continuing some of these ideas that it almost feels like a huge success, a same success as I would succeed in any other field. So I think that the essentialism approach here in this AI era is exactly about that, because we optimized software development earlier to have a specific threshold of elements being delivered within sprints or whatever else you are using as a methodology of delivering things, and now AI made this cap infinite almost if you are starting so many sessions, agents, and even virtual machines doing work for you at the same time. So I do believe, and again, might be only me, but I believe that we need some constraints. At least I do need them, because if not, I will probably distract too much and start building another 6 projects in the next week or two. But focusing on the right ones, or at least being able to distract yourself, but with a reasonable amount of distractions instead of too many distractions. That's something what I feel like an essentialism in the AI era, which I will try to practice a little bit more in the upcoming times. So stay tuned, and probably this MCP will land on the markets and either Claude or ChatGPT plugins section soon. It will be free, open source. It's not meant to be a product itself. It's something what I want to use across all of my sessions and tools I do use. And I also try to use it as a learning exercise for utilizing the NCP's state powers and things that might be something what I would love to use on the commercial levels on some other projects when the time will arrive. So that's my take on essentialism in the AI era. Over to you,
Cool.
Jacques.
Nothing to add here. Really, we think the same. So you have to keep the reasonable amount of tooling, projects, business partners, and actually have some fun in life. So I would highly recommend that. I try to practice that more and more, and focus only on things which actually are good for me, which I like. And when you like something, it's not work, it's just having a fun day in the office. So I try to keep every day to be like a holiday to me.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Transitioning to your topic, tell us about your fun plate currently.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know if it's some new boom or there was always this niche and nobody knew about that, but there are more and more platforms to buy and sell already working projects. So maybe I will share one which is very popular nowadays from Mark Lu, Trust MRR. Very simple idea. So the portal validates if there is real payments connected to the platform. So you see the payments, you see the revenue, and then with the multipliers you can buy the startup. So this one is for $400,000, for example. Multiplier is very reasonable over here, and so on, so on. So I used other platform as well to hunt for the projects. I bought already some, and the one which I bought like 2 weeks ago is still even listed here on some of the platform. I didn't even know this platform exists in the exit, but someone from this platform contacted me about this product. So you can see in the background that this is my loot generator project. So maybe I will quickly show you what it does. Here I uploaded still photo from the professional camera with no coloring applied. I want to make this a little bit more greener, so I select this frame for a movie and I generate the lookup table for the colors, and now you can see the difference in the photo. So it could go into this green colors, can go to the other colors. So this is tooling for mostly for semi-professionals and professionals. So now I'm scaling this project. Also, the package is this Instagram account. I already have signed ambassadors, professional photographers, and video makers who will prepare videos using this product and promote it and just share news with the other makers, how it works, what it does, and how fast it is for them. Because as they told me today on the call, it's super important not to start from the scratch, because otherwise they have to go with all the settings manually. But if they start with something, even it's not exactly what they wanted, they can really tune it fast. So like having like the good lookup table to start with, even for the professionals, and that's a very good starting point. So maybe I will tell a little bit more how the acquisition looked like and the process afterward, because people might be interested how it goes. So the founder of this project, a really nice guy from Canada, and I didn't want to buy a company in Canada. I just wanted to buy the product with all the assets and have like the clean transition to my entity. And so that was the original OG infrastructure with Vercel, MongoDB, Recent, Stripe, AWS, like the top tier setup. I moved everything to Google Cloud only because I have other projects in the Google Cloud and I want to keep it in one place. No need for me to keep like the separate infrastructure. So everything works obviously the same, but it's moved to the GCP nowadays, and all the domain and the historical data is with me on the new server. So how the transaction looked was quite smooth. So obviously we signed the contract with all the details about what is included, how will the transition process look like, and then we start after the signing moving things slowly my way, starting with the Git repository, access to Vercel, access to MongoDB. So this part is quite easy. The domain was also transferred quite easily. Um, and the Stripe thing, very interesting because it was my first takeover with already paying Stripe clients. I was super interested how this will go. And actually, I did it as a test how it will go. I didn't even expect that this will go so smoothly. And actually, I do like this project and I really want to 10x it. I'm recording separate episodes on the process of 10xing this idea. So back to the Stripe. There is this formal option, official one, to move paying customers from one account to another, and also you can export all the details regarding the subscriptions. So technically it happens this way that the already paid subscriptions for the time being, you don't charge them twice. So they land in your Stripe account as a trial subscription with the date when they will start to be like normal subscription with the payment. So all the users came in my way, and slowly the subscriptions were triggering the payment process, and everything worked very well. So all the information how to keep the subs alive, fortunately transferred correctly. And of course, the previous owner had to cancel everything on their Stripe account, which happened on the day of the transition. So everything is smooth. Nobody is overcharged with the previous component and the new component. So from the user perspective, nothing changed. Everything works. All the paid and free accounts work, and all the subscription tiers are correctly moved. So that was very good exercise to me, and I would definitely do it twice. And I'm still looking for the new opportunities and new projects. Even yesterday, I spoke about another option to take over. But as I said, I want to keep my life balanced and also have fun living. So now I'm partnering with people who will actually grow and scale this product with me, and ambassadors, and also some marketers who will help me to scale it out. So yes, any questions, Marcin, regarding the process?
Yeah, I've observed this process, of course, from the outside. So I do not have any particular questions. You mentioned probably though. I was thinking about saying that maybe the popularity of this process is because of the fact that the tools like Stripe, for example, are so ready to transition it over in between the multiple accounts and stuff like that, because I didn't even know that this is possible to be done like that. I was always feeling worried that when it comes to the payments, when it comes to subscriptions, when it comes to authorization of the users and things like that, that will be all kind of more painful than it was in your particular case. And I think this was amazing to observe even from the outside. And thanks for sharing this with us and with our viewers as well, because it just proves the fact that yeah, it can be done. And it can be done even in the relatively easy way, let's say. Yeah, I don't feel like I have particular question. I'm very curious about your 10x plan. I know you've been doing a lot already on top of the product that you've inherited. You've already introduced some of the new dashboarding features, reporting stuff, analytics. Probably, I don't know. There's plenty of things that you might not want to talk about yet, but yeah, how your plan looks like now. Besides, again, you've mentioned the partnerships, the ambassadors, and the marketing around it. So what's next for the product ahead of you at the moment?
Yeah, so very big new feature, which was in the coming soon stage for over a year, is the video loop generation. So you can upload video over here and apply loops, which is something new. And I know that people were waiting for this. So for the video generation, what is important to have multiple keyframes which are important to you before you generate the loop. So if the focus is changing, a lot of in the background is changing, the loop should work well for all those scenes. Of course, you cannot have like the underwater movie and then beach with the
Yeah.
sand, because the one loop wouldn't work. But if you have underwater movies, you upload down the water movies, you take the keyframes with beautiful fishes, sharks, and so on, and then you select the vibe which you want to apply over there, and that's it. And you generate the loop. Probably you have to do some more editing in the Adobe Premiere or DaVinci Resolve. However, you have very good starting point, and you can even generate in the browser the preview of this video. So the best usage would be to separate, if you have like a lot of scenes, one in the dark, one in the inside, one in the outside, to generate separate loops for the each scenario, and then generate it and then use it in your tooling. So with the professional subscription, you have unlimited amount of loop generation. You can generate even 1,000 loops, and I would be happy that it makes your life easier. Because in one of the episodes we spoke that our takes a little bit similar. I try to make people's work, daily work, easier, and so when they have some obstacles on the way or things which might be done in automated way or faster way, this is the place when I want to come. I don't want to be like connected to an entertainment and build another Netflix. So people will waste time doing nothing, looking at the screen. but when they're creating something, working on the daily basis, with the geo tracker is like the same thing, because people might be super busy with the other stuff and don't even think that this is very important stuff. So with our tooling, they have the cron which will update them with the new files on scheduled timing. So those type of tools, really, I feel blessed that people can use it, and like over 20,000 registered users here. So it just shows that people need it to have a little bit less pain working. So I'm just happy that I can help them.
That's really nice. Fingers crossed. And again, we will be catching up on next episodes, definitely observing the process, and hopefully you will tell us and everyone else more about the 10xing process. I saw you're also tweeting a lot about it, so maybe that's a good point for everyone who is watching and who wants to keep an eye on even a daily basis, I would say now, to follow Jack on Twitter, because it's there plenty of interesting observations that you're sharing there. So yeah,
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
forward to it.
I'm sharing a lot on Twitter, more insights than here. So if somebody is interested, follow the journey.
Yeah. And it connects quite well with my closing topic for today, which again, I didn't know about your topic, to be fair, before we started recording, but yeah, I was thinking about it from the perspective of probably also observing you and some other founders' journeys on the internet recently, because yeah, we can build everything at the moment, right? We've mentioned that plenty of people decides to replace their SaaS subscriptions with vibe coded and AI generated alternatives, and plenty of other people starts quite a lot of ideas or specific ideas, building products, and then what? That was my question, which started to rings a bell in my head, because you've mentioned one route that can be utilized by these people, because I didn't know even about it as well, that the Trust MRR was also a vibe coded project by Mark Lu back in the days, which exactly is now his amazing way to help other creators to monetize their efforts and their work. So whenever someone has a great idea, someone has a customer, someone has a maybe niche that someone else is not even aware of, they can build the product, they can expose this product for the wider audience, and they can attract people like you and me, or the other founders who, or investors who wants to just buy it and do something with it. Or whenever, I do remember back in the days when I was running programming school for children, we reached the point when we didn't want to do it anymore. We were probably just somewhere else with our minds already. And if we were then be able to post it on the marketplace and find people who, okay, wants to just inherit, has some knowledge and motivation and energy to just inherit it and run it, that would be probably more beneficial for the kids and parents who wanted to teach those kids programming back in the days, and we just abandoned the idea then because we couldn't sell it to the right people and the right owners. So I think we need this route to have. And at the same time, if we are vibe coding, if we're building products, I do believe that we mentioned that in the past, that building is probably 80% of success, but 80%, and this Pareto tool and efforts charts always says that the most hard ones are in the final 20%. And I would even move a little bit this shift, because I do believe that 90% of the work might be done and the final 10% is the hardest one, which again is exactly like a distribution of this tool, or finding or attracting new users, or maintaining the users, or maintaining the clients, being present, being competitive, having some trust, having traction, having improval processes on both onboarding to the tool or generally features maintenance. It's a lot of things that are not yet done when you are released with the version 1 of your product, whatever the product or tool is. Not even mentioning the right and the proper sales process, or building community around it, or whatever else is there. You've mentioned some of it when you showed the Instagram for the loot builder, for example. I think it's amazing asset already for the product like this, because there are people who are interested in the specific field or area or niche. So those people might tell you at some point what they are looking for, what they are missing, what is needed, and then converts it into something what might be interested to be developed. So also something what I wanted to just bundle within this topic is like, if you have built the product, released it, and nobody cares, maybe that was just a bad product. maybe that's something what is not that amazing as you felt or thought when you started it, and that's also fine. I think realizing as soon as it's possible that something is not worth further attention is also relieving, and combines it well with this essentialism, the idea that I've mentioned earlier, because we need to abandon some things to make place for the new things. So if we will be keeping in our head or in our agent sessions or capacity of our agents all the things that are not moving us anywhere further, but we just love those ideas, probably abandoning them at some point is the best decision that you can make to release some energy and attention to the new ones. I can't remember now because I generally have a quite bad memory. I can't remember what was the study responsible for that, but there was a study about the costs of dropping things. Maybe someone who will be watching this will remember who was the author of this study. But generally, we are the most resilient to abandon some things when we are investing more money into that, and that's obvious because you feel like, okay, if you paid 10,000, 15,000 for the product, then you've added another 5,000, another 10,000, and it doesn't pays off. Probably it's harder to drop it, harder to leave it. But in case if you will realize at some point later that, oh shit, you've paid 50,000 and lost another 50, and you could abandon it a year ago when it costed you just 50. You will be probably happy to do it then rather than considering this after all. Again, I will probably bring this study up, and if I'll be more precise and dig it out in my notes from the book reading. But yeah, I think that's the case, and I think that there is something what I don't know if it's officially named, but it's like a SaaS founder trap, I would say, because you can one thing that you can be replacer of your SaaS products with your vibe coded things, then you can be a creator of such an amazing things, but no one either knows about it or buys it or wants to use it because you can't do anything with it after the build process. And yeah, it's all creating a set of challenges which are not easy to be solved. And that's, I think, where the fun starts, because you've named this process as a production process, and if I kind of liked it since the day one when you mentioned that. It's like, yeah, okay, what if it's built, even you can have hundreds or thousands of users, but if it's not moving anywhere, it won't solve itself. And if it's not solved by you or your users or for your users, someone else will solve it or vibe code it himself, and then move even more users out of your focus point. And that's the challenge that probably we will all be trying to resolve. So for all those people who are watching us and are in the various positions of this puzzle, either you're a founder already with a product, either if you are having some amazing ideas, or if you have some kind of niche that maybe you would like to automate and build some products in, speak up about it and speak with people, speak with like-minded people like us or some other founders who are sharing their journeys in the internet, and do something with it. Because again, it might be an amazing idea, but just awaiting some additional boost or skills that might be not in your area of attention, or it might be something what someone else will tell you that it's completely stupid idea and you will abandon it because it's not worth it, and then you will be happy after all because you will have time to do some more things which maybe are more valuable in the long-term plan. So that's my take on building the product. Do you have something to add, Jack, to that?
That's a very good one. Yes. So I would say that I'm really into buying something which works, not only because you don't have to build it from scratch, but you are buying the momentum, you are buying the energy of the people who are using that. It can go either way, up or down. It does not matter. But if somebody vibe code the loot builder AI tool today, they don't have over 4,000 followers on Instagram. They don't have the database with 22,000 people who already registered. So they do not have that. And to achieve this, they would have to pay much more into the marketing spending than I paid to buy everything as a bundle. So, like, I'm not afraid of losing money trying. I would be afraid of being shy that I build something, but I'm not going to speak with anybody because they're going to steal my idea. Nobody's going to steal your idea, probably. So don't be
Tomek,
afraid.
let me say one thing, because exactly I'm looking right now on Tomek tweet that's quoting him, worrying that someone will steal your startup idea is like worrying they will break into your house and clean it for you. so I think that kind of ideally relates to what you just said, right?
Yeah, I couldn't summarize it better. It's exactly as it is. It's a very good one. So yeah, just don't be shy. Even if you have a stupid idea, tell your idea. If 10 people will tell you that it's a stupid idea, there are two options. You are going against the stream and you are the unicorn, or you have just a stupid idea and you have to play around to find out. There is no other way. There is actually no other way.
Have you seen this email threads with the I can't remember if it was Cursor or some other tools creators that they were reaching out to some potential investors, reach out to them that, oh guys, maybe I will invest in you, I will send you the $100,000 deal, find out how I can invest in you. And they say, no, we are not on this phase yet, but we will reach out to you whenever we will be there, right? And it was quite early stage. Now they were sold to probably it was OpenRouter. Yeah, it was OpenRouter. They got sold to Stripe for quite a lot of money, right? So and it was like, someone missed the idea but someone saw the idea as well from the outset. Like, yeah, this is something what might scale. I would like to invest in it, but being early is okay, but being late is also okay. Being later is also okay. As soon as, again, there are some ideas, there's some traction, activity, and determination to do something with it, because idea still is worth nothing. Idea is still worth nothing. And at the same time, if you will be thinking about competition too much, probably you will lose traction from your essential product and an essential area of focus, which should be a focus point to make it count. So yeah. Still, if someone has something to add, if someone is keeping the ideas or things around, I'm always happy to say if it's stupid or not. So reach out to me personally. I can even build a bot that will answer it for me with my analysis. But yeah, having competitors and having feedback is essential, because if someone is building something even faster these days, but not validating it as soon as possible, that's probably a lot of time wasted before someone will really validate that, even if it will be market, users, colleagues, or whoever else, right?
Exactly. Nothing to add here. So thanks for this episode and see you in the what next.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Jack.